hello, hey, where's the camera? Hang on. Ah, jeez. Great. Well, today Ricky is gonna show you some expensive tools. Yeah, as opposed to the cheap crap he usually uses. How did Ricky end up with expensive tools? A gift, no doubt. Ah, jeez.
Hello, Richard from budgetguitarist.com, and this is a weird camera angle. Today we're going to talk about guitar maintenance tools. Tools for setup, tools for keeping your guitar in good condition, and more specifically, we're going to talk about a really nice, high-quality toolkit that was gifted to me. And we're going to unbox it and have a look at it, and you can see what you think. Okay, let's have a look at this thing. Inside we have a bunch of stickers. I'm not sure what this is. Feels like a sticker. Velcro. And this is a multi-language information about how to use the Velcro. That's what this is. And then we've got an extra screwdriver bit, an ad for more stuff, an explanation of a couple of the tools in here, the actual tool kit. Now, let me move this stuff out. Okay, so what's inside? Well, in this particular version of the kit, there's 23 pieces. This, I believe, is supposed to be held right here. Okay, so is this every tool you would ever need to work on a guitar? No, but it certainly is almost all of them.
The Wera 134015 Guitar Maintenance Toolkit. That rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Anyway, this is a 23-piece kit. And what's in it? Well, let's go through it. With this kit, you get a handle, 2 Phillips screwdriver head bits, 2 slotted bits, slotted insert bit, slotted hex bit, a set of metric hex keys, a set of hex keys in inches, a hex to square adapter, 2 sockets, which is why you need the adapter, a string winder, a set of feeler gauges, an input jack tool, 2 guitar picks, a pick case, a really nice set of cutters, and a storage case with Velcro.
So these are some very well made cutters, and this, you would use this primarily for cutting strings, but the craftsmanship, this is like a really solid tool, really nice quality, and yeah, cool. Okay, so here's an old neck, and here's a tuner. The way this works, the tuner goes through the hole in the neck, and then this piece goes here, and it screws on. And when you're doing this, what you do is you finger tighten this. And then if you're like me, you don't know where your wrench set is, or you have a wrench set and the pieces are everywhere, so you get like needle nose pliers and try to tighten it with those, and you do the best you can. Or you come over here, grab this adapter, right? Plop this guy on, snap this guy on, and notice I've got 2 different most popular sizes here. And tighten it up that way. So to give you kind of a better view, this fits snugly and you tighten it. Or loosen it, as the case may be. So kind of handy to have that. And there is a bigger size here in case you need it. Between the 2 of these will cover almost all the tuners you'll ever see. That's cool. So then let's look at something else. On a guitar, whether it's a Strat or a Tele or whatever the case may be, this thing works the same way, the output jack. And in the case of a Telecaster, it's harder to do. In the case of a Strat, you can unscrew these two pieces here. But it's always a pain to try to figure out how to tighten that guy, right? So if only we had a tool that was like exactly the correct size to tighten that bad boy. Oh, look, we do. Put that on there. Tighten it right up. So then this piece right here, you might wonder, what the heck is this? And how would you use this in conjunction with this? Well, in the case of a Telecaster, this piece right here, right, the jack itself, has to go inside of the body and up through here. The problem is, as soon as I loosen this right here, that thing can very easily fall into the body, and then it's a pain in the backside to deal with. So what you can do is you push this guy in, right, and now you can loosen or tighten it up, and you don't have to worry about the jack falling into the body. So not just on a Telecaster, but there's plenty of other guitars where this would come in really handy. So this is a really useful tool, and I would say very specialized. You're not going to find this particular piece at Lowe's or Home Depot. Very cool. Let me put these pieces back. Everything has its place, and everything is in its place. So this is something that I don't think can be overstated. The tools in here were specifically chosen by professional luthiers who work on guitars, and so the smaller screwdriver is going to be the perfect size for pickguard screws, right? I mean, yep. Basically, from start to finish, you can adjust these pieces using the small screwdriver attachment back here, and one of the hex wrenches in here. These screws here would be the bigger screwdriver. This, you can use these two tools and the smaller screwdriver. You would use the smaller screwdriver on all the pickguard screws. You'd probably use the bigger one on the pickup screws and the switch screws. And then down at the other end of the guitar, to adjust the truss rod, which is the big metal rod that's inside of the neck just below the fretboard, adjusting the truss rod will allow you to help straighten the neck or to relax it a little bit. That's what these are for also. Pop this guy in here. There you go. So one way or another, I can adjust the truss rod. And between these two tools, which is really 4 different wrenches, you're going to find a size that's going to fit your truss rod. And I haven't gone through all 20 of my guitars, but I went through several of them, and I didn't find one that I couldn't use these guys on. We've got pretty much every size you could ever dream up or think of. So we've covered, I think, almost all the tools here, with one noticeable exception. This big honking guy here that looks like a big, huge, regular head screwdriver. Now, what on earth could we use that for? Well, let me show you. Looky here. It's my Epiphone Les Paul with Pro Bucker pickups. Okay, so if you have an Epiphone Les Paul, then you've got a big honking flathead here, which is a very good size for adjusting these. And if for some reason you need a bigger one, there is a bigger one. But see, this is too big to fit there. I wonder if that's Gibson sized and this is like Epiphone size. I don't know. Let's find out. Yep, that's exactly what this is. So this one is suitable for Epiphone Les Paul. This one is suitable for Gibson Les Paul. And it's interesting, I always thought that they were the exact same size, but they're not. Because this big guy here won't fit in the Epiphone tailpiece, these big screws, but this guy will. So Gibson and Epiphone are slightly different, or at least the two that I have are slightly different. Good to know. Honestly, I think part of the challenge of owning a toolkit like this, hang on, let me get Gibbo out of the way. Part of the challenge of owning a toolkit like this, I think, honestly, is just remembering where everything goes. I could see where I could pull a bunch of tools out and use them and then go to put them back and like, where does this go? Where does that go? So probably a good idea to take a picture of it and just kind of keep it on your phone. That way, you always have a reference to look back at to figure out where everything goes. I'm including an Amazon affiliated link in the area below the video. And that's just like this kit, but it has like 3 extra tools. Welcome to the world of professional tools. Why, you may be asking yourself, is Richard from Budget Guitarist reviewing a relatively expensive pro-level set of tools? Well, honestly, they were a gift from a friend, that's why. And, you know, I do have some expensive tools. My diamond fret crowning file was pricey. My fret arbor press was expensive. But there's something else. I love guitars. I love working on guitars. I can't afford a $4,000 PRS guitar, but I can afford about $100 or so for a special tool. So the Wera Guitar Maintenance Toolkit in this video, let's put this out there right now. If you only own one guitar, you don't need this thing. This is for people who regularly work on different kinds of guitars, meaning someone who works on guitars for a living or someone who does it as a semi-serious hobby, like me. So there's 2 reasons why you might want pro-level tools: precision and longevity. When you use really, really good quality tools, it simply makes the job easier. If you ever had to remove a pickguard screw and the screwdriver was a little bit too big, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can do it, but it's a pain. And it's also a good way to prevent stripping out your screw heads, having the right size, that is. Quite frankly, it's just plain fun to work with higher quality tools. It's also nice to have everything in one place. Buy once, cry once, they say. If you're like me, you're more likely to take care of something like this, and you're less likely to lose it. There's something to be said for having all your tools in one easy-to-use container. Instead of digging around through a drawer, you open the case and everything you need is right here. Would I recommend this toolkit? Yes, but only for certain people. If you enjoy using high-quality tools, this will make you happy. You don't need to have pro tools to work on a guitar, and there are far less expensive kits on Amazon that will mostly do the job for far less. So, your mileage may vary. Would I have bought this for myself? I'm not sure. Eventually, maybe? But it was a really nice gift from a friend of mine, and I'm extremely grateful for that. I will have this tool set for the rest of my life, assuming I don't lose it, that is. So, man, I hate to quote like a price in this video, because people could be watching this video like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. But as of 2022, you could expect to pay somewhere around $170 for a kit of this quality. Again, this is pro-level gear, and you don't have to have gear this expensive to work on guitars. But, you know, what you spend your money on for luxury items, well, that's going to vary based on your income. So I have a combination of expensive tools and inexpensive tools. Now that I have this kit, I'll be using this exclusively. There aren't too many tools that this thing doesn't include. A capo and a tuner, I would say, are 2 additional tools. A hammer if you want to do fretting. Like for refretting a guitar, you need more tools than this. But if you want to do maintenance on your own guitar and setup on your own guitar, this covers pretty much all the bases. Not just for one guitar, but for pretty much any guitar. So I have about 20 in my collection. As near as I can tell, this kit will take care of all 20. This is all I will need. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it if you made it to the end here. And I will see you again next Friday at 5.